Hey guys, Chef Jojo with ECO, and on this episode, we're going to talk about the chef bus test. That's chef bus test. Try to say that fast 3 times. What happens when chef doesn't come to work? And as usual, we're going to discuss this topic over a shift drink. Tasty. So, today's shift drink is North Coast Brewing Company. They've been independent since 1988, and I have to hold that away so I can read all the words. It's a Prankster, Belgian-style golden ale. It's really nice. Maybe I'll go back to the browns. This is fun, though. I enjoy this. Well, I've started down this path of the bus test or being in the weeds. And when I did the last episode, I was discussing how we create an environment where we prove ourselves right because we have to be there. And then that environment pushes us right into being in the weeds, no matter where we are or what we're doing. We are either in the weeds at home or either in the weeds at work. We can't find the balance. And I think through proper planning, we can alleviate that. However, there's one thing that we all struggle with a great deal is creating an environment where we do not have to be there all the time. That's a tough one, right? We often feel that if we're not the ones making it or making sure it's just so that it won't happen properly. And we're a self-fulfilled prophecy on that because we come in storming and, oh, you didn't do this right, and we don't have what it takes to get the team up. And I worked for a really good chef, and you know what he used to say? If you want to, you have to train yourself out of a job. You have to make sure people are ready to take your position so you can move up. And I struggled with that for a long time. So I think this is a great topic. But there's 2 different mindsets. And this episode is really about the chef mindset or the sous chef mindset of managing a group of people below you. Like you have several cooks or servers or however you want to look at it below you. And you have to also manage managers above you or beside you. There's always some sort of, everyone has a boss. I like to refer to this position as like that thin little spot on an hourglass where everything comes down and you're in the middle. Everything goes through you and out of you. You got to make sure that the people above it, the sand above you is being supported and it's being disseminated below you so everybody knows what to do. And it's one of the toughest things because it's the most important part. If it goes through properly, everything's on time. And the problem is that we don't want to let go on a lot of that stuff. But if we do it the right way and we prepare for it and not just plan on pushing through, we lean on kitchen smart and not leaning so hard in kitchen tough. And trust me, my bread and butter was kitchen tough. It definitely was not kitchen smart. And I found that the more you train and care about people, the more that they're going to work to get better. But as the chef, you have to foster an environment and make everything about your team. When I first started out, everything was about me and my ego of how I wanted the food to be. And this vision, I thought, if I could do this, I'll be the best chef. It wasn't about us being the best team. And that's such a mistake. That's such a mistake that a lot of people make because you do it for the glory, right? You have this expression that you want to show everybody. You want to do something that's never been done before with food. Well, good luck with that. That's hard to do. We've been cooking food for a long time. And now you're going to change the way food's done for everybody in the entire universe? Well, you can't do it alone. And if you don't create an environment where your team feels free, you're going to get a restrained, you're going to get work that's not as good as it could be. And that includes you because you're too worried about what others are doing because you don't trust them. Well, how do you trust people? Well, I think it's really going to start with the environment that you create around you with your staff, with your cooks. Maybe it starts with the sous chef above you, but I know that managing down for us sometimes is really easy. Managing up is where it gets really complicated, because our bread and butter was working our butts off to get that spot. And now people want us to go sit in a meeting for an hour or 30 minutes or go talk to them about a menu or sell this. And you can't be with the team helping them make sure that the food was right. So you're tied to the operation, but you want to be global. Operation or global. Why can't I be both? You know, I talked about this once with the knife and the clipboard. Depends on your operation. But if you want to grow, you can't be the same guy frying the fries that's ordering the fries at the same time. You have to be able to manage it. And you have to work with your director or your F&B manager or whoever is managing the front house or your partner and say, hey, look, I've got all this stuff set up, and this person's going to be handling this person's being handling that. And then you got to really work with those people to give them the opportunity to do it without you saving them. Because how are we going to learn if we don't fail a little bit? Now, I'm not saying that they should ruin the banquet for 4,000 people or totally screw up that wedding this weekend or whatever it might be in your operation, or totally, hit the wall with a 24 top VIP 6-course. All of these things could happen, and you're going to blame yourself, and you're probably going to blame me. I was trying to, pass the chef test. Look, we make food for a living. That's it. We sell and make food. We buy food, we cook it, and we sell it. That's it. But for some reason, we create this environment that says, no mistakes, no failures. We're going to win all the time. And when we start drawing lines in the sand, it makes it really tough. And then when you create an environment that you have to be there, and then when you're not, let's say it's something emergency happens, guess what happens? 99% of the time, the business moves on without you. That is a good sign, a good thing. Like, everybody rushes to work. I'll be there, and you're sick and you're working. But if you don't show up, more than likely, it's still going to happen. But we don't want to tell ourselves that because we've sacrificed so much to get to where we are, then maybe it's not worth it. Is that what happens? I don't know. But what I do know is that you have to have a belief in your team and the people around you to stand on their shoulders to do what you're planning to do for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And if you plan on staying at the restaurant every day, 7 days a week, it's not going to work, or the hotel. And if you're working for somebody that expects you to do that, then you need to start to create an environment that teaches them that you don't have to do it by training the staff to move up so you can grow. Or you might need to look for some place that fosters that type of environment. Those are really hard things to do, especially in an environment that doesn't want to change. I know that the way I've gone about it is being as trying to get people to do what I need them to do is I'll meet with them, I'll give them the expectations, and I'll allow them to do it. Oh, go do that. Okay, here's the party, here's our plan, go execute. And then I'll step back and I'll let them do it. And it's really hard. I had a chef one time, he was trying to get somebody to learn how to manage a bunch of people without doing it themselves. And he almost handcuffed them to the prep table just so he couldn't use his hands to do it, or behind his back. And he's like, now, today, you are going to run the whole kitchen with your hands behind your back. Just to prove to him, you just need to manage out. And for me, I think that was an eye-opening experience, because I was like, oh, I need to make sure that my staff is doing it that way, right? I'm not saying handcuff yourself to the table, but if that's what it's going to take for you to grow, then do it. Take the steps necessary to make your life and your team's life a little bit stronger, a little bit better. Because if we're not better than we were yesterday, then what the hell are we doing this for? And if we're not taking care of each other in this environment, then what are we doing? So then you walk through the plan with them, you tell them how to do it, and you let them do it. And when they start to fail, you kind of let them get as close to it as possible, and then you nudge them back in. So you hold the reins for a while, and you pull back on the reins, and you let go of the reins, and you do this until you don't have to do it anymore, until they're telling you what happened. Hey boss, look, we came in, this is what was going on, we found out this happened, and we had to change the plan and modify, but look, this is what we did. That's when you know you're successful. Because it's not about being the best cook, and then it's not about being the best chef. You can be the best cook and then the best chef, but if you're not the best leader, and I think leader is one of the most important things that a chef has to be. And the only way that you can do is you take that first step in changing your environment. That's my thoughts on this. I know that you guys will probably have some insight to it. It's a difficult thing to manage up and manage down at the same time and create an environment, because we hold it all on our shoulders. Like, if we're not there, it's going to fail. Let go, let go of that. Let it go. As some people that watch Frozen would say, let it go, and make sure that your team is ready for it. And that's all that really matters. You're there to service what they need to be successful. It sounds simple, but it's extremely hard. I'm still learning. So tell me what I missed. Tell me what I didn't. Give me a comment. Let me know if you like this video. You can always hit that bell below. You can subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. And as always, I'm Chef JoJo. Until next time, cheers.